What's going on, YouTube? I'm back, and today I just wanted to bring you guys this video that I recorded the other day. I got home from work, or maybe it was after one of my Overwatch streams, but I just decided to jump into trios in Warzone, and all by myself, just little old me going up against teams of 3. Now, if you don't know, the meta right now in Warzone isn't really that defined, I would say. Although I would say it's either a mix of the CR AMAX paired with a MAC 10, or it would be this loadout that I'm using right here, the FFAR with a Car 98. I would say the meta right now in this game is in a very weird place. I would say the game as a whole right now is in sort of a weird place. Not only is the game becoming, somewhat stale, although it's not anything unusual, I would say. I feel like when people try and say that a game is becoming boring or it's becoming old, it's sort of just a natural thing. I've been playing video games online on Xbox Live since like 2009, 2010, even before that, actually, because we had Xbox Live in Halo 2. Although back then I just used to just kind of mess around. People have always, and my friends in real life and friends online have always sort of done this weird thing. Well, it's actually not weird. It's normal, which is the point I'm making, where they say that they're sick of a game or they're over a game or they're just bored of it, which is completely normal. Warzone is not necessarily a new game anymore. I would say that it's the best FPS BR that's come out since Apex Legends, which was amazing at the time. I remember when Apex first came out, it was amazing, but I feel like Warzone easily has surpassed Apex's peak, no pun intended. The thing with Warzone that makes it so special, I believe, is the hit markers and the armor system. There's just something so satisfying about the hit markers in Call of Duty and the way the guns feel in Call of Duty that, Apex Legends, I believe they tapped into it somewhat. But one thing that made this game so addicting for me is just that Call of Duty feel in a battle royale. A very unique type of thing. Obviously, there's a social aspect of it. Playing with your friends is always a ton of fun in a game like Call of Duty. And going back to the game feeling kind of stale, I feel like with any game, you're going to reach a point where it's just not as fun as it used to be for anyone. But for me personally, I've never been that type of a gamer. I played Halo 3 from 2007 all the way up until like 2015, 2014. And I played it the most intensely and the most religiously, I would say, like 8 years after its release. That's when I played Halo 3 the most. That was kind of when I had a lot more time on my hands and I could really put the time in to become the player that I wanted to be. I always wanted to see how good I could become at a game if I really took it seriously. And I really tried to, I don't want to use the word study because that's never really been the type of thing that I do. I've never really been the type of gamer that watches someone else play and just tries to take like mental notes of what they do. Although I do take after lots of players that I watch. I just don't do it consciously. That's the only difference between me and other players. There's some players that will watch a player play in Overwatch, for example, or Warzone, anything really, and they will they'll go through this conscious process of trying to emulate or copying habits or methods of doing things in video games. I just watch the player and I notice very small, minute details, really random, helpful things that they do, like getting the most out of re-armoring in this game is one thing that I picked up from a player called Z-Laner. You guys, if you know the Warzone community, you probably know who he is. I really learned a lot from him in just regards to peeking, timing, and re-armoring. I feel like the composure that he had is something that rubbed off on me because I felt like I was rushing a lot of my shots. Like I felt like I was almost like too amped up, like almost like focusing like way too hard on my accuracy on my shot. And I think that's mainly like an Overwatch thing. Because in Overwatch, when it's like so fast paced, and I know the hitboxes are big, but people are moving around so quickly. It's crazy. Like you have to really, really be focused because not only are the health pools really big, but they're moving around at a very fast pace. So you kind of have to always kind of just be like really amped up, like really on your game, like really focusing really hard on the target that you're shooting at. Or maybe that's just me, but that's how it feels for me. So I felt like early on in Warzone, I was sort of rushing my shots a bit, or maybe being too tight, I guess, while shooting. Watching Z-Laner, I basically tried to, or I didn't try to, actually. I just sort of took his composure, his relaxation, his sort of calm and fluid approach to shooting. And that's not something that I consciously tried to emulate. It's just something that I just saw that it was possible, and then I started doing it. Luckily, in Warzone, in regards to the game and its current state, they have just come out today as of February 2nd. That's when I'm doing this voiceover, and they banned 60,000 players for cheating, which is honestly great news, because if you guys have played Warzone lately, it's actually crazy how many cheaters are actually infesting the game right now. It's not even to be dramatic. It feels like I play against someone who's either wall hacking or just aimbotting every game, if not just every other game. I would say, like, I would bet money on it that 50% of the matches I play, I might not come across them, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if it was 50% of the matches I'm in has some form of a cheater. Some people, cheats are so good and they're so good at hiding it. There's pro players that have cheated in Call of Duty. So, yeah, and there's the Cronus thing with the controller where it just controls your recoil. It's like you can't even really tell if they're cheating because it's all natural human movement. And with the aim assist in this game, I don't know if you guys, like, I'm a PC player. The aim assist that this game gives to controller players sometimes is absolutely egregious. There's instances, where I'll throw a stun grenade and I'll stun someone and they happen to be using a controller, and it's almost like it does nothing at all because the aim assist almost like pulls their bullets towards you still, even though you hit them with a stun grenade. And if you put that in combination with the desync of a kill cam, because you guys know the kill cams aren't always perfect, they can sometimes be like a couple pixels off. And also in regards to the latency that they see on their screen versus the latency that you see on your screen, and then you throw in the kill cam, it doesn't really look similar to either of your screens. There's a very, very slight difference between it. You put that in combination with the controller aim assist, and like, who knows who's cheating? Honestly, there's honestly no way to tell. And if a pro player is willing to cheat on stream, like some of them have been caught doing, just imagine a player that just wants to dominate online, that doesn't want to get caught, that is obviously a talented player because their positioning is good and their timing is good, but maybe they're just using like the Cronus, and it's just a very, very small, very slight aim assist that they're using on their PC. If it's a really good player, you would never know. Think about it in like Overwatch. If you were going up against a top 500 player and they were on Echo or something, or Widow sometimes, if they have a really, really soft aimbot, like, it's not unheard of for like a Widowmaker to pop off and hit like a bunch of headshots in a row at like the top 500 level. Like, it's not unbelievable. So if the player isn't just absolutely dominating everybody, there's been instances in Overwatch when I'm smurfing, I will accuse someone of cheating because I can see that they're obviously aim locking or they're walling or something. And it's not even because I'm salty that I'm losing to a person that's a lower rank than me. I can honestly say that they were cheating, and no one else in the game calls them out for it. No one even mentions it. The whole game, no one even knows. And I don't even say anything just because I want to see if anyone else notices. No one notices. It's crazy. I've even seen cheaters on other teams in Overwatch just get complimented by my teammates. And I've told my teammates, nah, he's cheating. And then I'll get flamed by my own teammates. And the guy's literally cheating. I've had people say DPS diff against an actual cheater. Like, I'm losing to a cheater. And I have teammates talking shit to me. That is how good some of these hacks are that people have. And that's in Overwatch. Overwatch has a good anti-cheat, I would say. I know there was a time there a couple months ago where it was kind of starting to get a little bad. And I feel like they really put a clamp down on it. Warzone, they got to take some notes from the Overwatch team. They got to get some type of anti-cheat in this game. And it's something that I know they're aware of now. And they made that announcement today that it's something they're going to start taking more seriously. I kind of always had a feeling early on that this game was going to have a cheating problem when the developers just politely asked the player base not to cheat. I don't know if you guys remember that, but early on in Warzone, they came out with like this message to like the community, like asking people like just politely to not cheat. Like, that's never a good sign. if someone is going to cheat, they're not going to. Do you really think that a person who's cheating knows that it's morally wrong? They know that. They know they shouldn't do it. They know that the developer doesn't want them to do it. They know that the players they're playing against don't want them to do it. Telling a cheater, a person that's willing to use hacks to please don't do it, they don't care. They don't care about what you're saying. They don't have those same value set that you do. That's why they're a cheater. That's why they're hacking. The reason why I that kind of gave me a bad feeling is because I feel like even the developers knew that wasn't a good way to stop cheating. It, to me, signaled that they were far away on their anti-cheat. That's all I thought of it. I thought this just means that their anti-cheat software is a little far behind, and they're just doing that to try and mitigate some of the pending damage. That's all I could really think to justify such a silly juvenile method of addressing your player base in regards to cheaters. As you can see here, I am all the way up to 22 kills now, and this game we've just been completely just shitting on everyone that we come across with this FFAR Car 98 combo. Now, the thing I really like about this combination of weapons here is obviously the range from the Car 98, but the thing that makes it work, the Car 98, it's always, any sniper really, it's always just it's going to be itself, What really makes this class crazy is just the FFAR, because with this gun, if you've used it, it has a 50-round magazine. It empties so fast. You can throw 50 bullets at someone, at multiple people, so ridiculously fast that if you bring this thing into a mid-range fight, if you bring it into a close-range fight, you really go into it really believing, like in your heart of hearts, that you're going to win the engagement. Just off the sheer amount of bullets that you throw out at someone. I mean, I think someone walks through, like there's a guy camping to my right here in this little box. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the fire rate on this. And they just go down and they're done. Like they're just done because it just shoots so quickly. I would say it's probably, without question, it's the best mid-range option in the game right now. It's one of the reasons why the AMAX, I believe, has risen to the top of the, power rankings of assault rifles. And it's because the AMAX is really good at range. It also has an insane time to kill, but it's really shows its strength at really far shots. The FFAR is going to win most fights up close and mid-range. So the AMAX has been able to distinguish itself mainly due to the reason its damage fall off is so far. But in order to beat those kids with the FFAR, we have the Car 98. So if they pull up with a Mac 10, maybe they could beat you. But if they catch you mid-range and you have this assault rifle, you're going to beat the Mac 10. And if they want to go long-range AMAX, you have the Car 98. In a way, it sort of counters the Mac 10 AMAX. This game actually ends very unfortunately. Keep in mind, my highest kill game was 29 kills. And I really thought in this match here, I might be able to surpass it. But unfortunately, now I'm not saying I would have killed this last guy, but the fact that my guy took off his gas mask and then put it back on really kind of, I felt like it was a very large factor in me losing this duel up here. Now, I'm not saying I would have won it. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't know. The way that you've seen these kids playing in this match so far, I mean, it's not unheard of that I would have been able to win that fight right there. Really disappointing ending to this game, but still, 26 kills, solos into trios, 26 kills, all me, no help from my teammates, just one man versus the world. Unfortunately, we got 4th place. I could have broken my personal record, but got a little unlucky near the end there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Love you.